on YouTube? It's me, Inkful, coming at you with second part to the how-to series, where we're going to start talking about the Russian battleships now. Now, at the time of this recording, I already do have the Kremlin, just for clarification. However, I will still go over, obviously, the Tier 8, Tier 9, Tier 10. First thing... just for clarification, I do not claim to be the best player in the world or, you know, the supreme being of knowledge or anything. So, if anybody hasn't, just want to make sure so nobody thinks that, you know, I'm trying to be ignorant or, you know, something like that and acting like I'm just, you know, I have all the answers. I'm not the perfect player in the world, nor do I claim to be, so just take that with a grain of salt when watching this video. These are just suggestions on what I recommend and what I found successful while playing these ships. The rest is obviously up to you. Just for starters, before I go too deep, just for clarification, I thought that the Vladivostok and the Soyuz had an icebreaker, but apparently they do not. At least right in the front here, which I did not realize until now. So just a quick little tidbit for you guys. So let's go ahead and head over to the equipment. As far as equipment goes, oh boy. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I took for just leveling purposes. At the bare minimum, I suggest obviously aiming system mod 1 because you know, dispersion, reducing dispersion always helps. So you need that. I ended up taking like everything here, like because I have plenty of doubloons, so I just swapped them to the tier 9 and the tier 10. I do recommend getting the range mod here. It's just nice to have. I mean, you may not need it. I prefer it just because I like being able to reach out a little bit further, you know, than what, because the base range on the Vladivostok is 16.3 kilometers. And with this will get you out to 18, so that's pretty nice compared to 16. You basically have cruiser range, depending on what cruiser it is, obviously, tier 8. So as far as competitive-wise, I suggest damage control, party modification 1, or main armament mod 1. Ultimately, this is what you want, because being a Russian ship, you'll be hard targeted all the time, and you'll be in the thick of it being a brawler. Damage control system mod 1 here. Don't really recommend anything else. Obviously, aiming system mod, I do not recommend any of these other threes. Your main battery traverse speed is already, like, it's 30 seconds, literally. At least at the Kremlin it is. Let's double check here. Where's it at? Okay, well, this one is 45 seconds, but the Kremlin, the base speed is 30, so you don't need it. I ended up going for damage control system mod 1 just for more tankiness and survivability. I could see a world where you take either one of these, propulsion or steering gear. These three are strictly up to you, in my opinion. And then obviously you just want concealment mod. I don't recommend the third or the first one because shell dispersion. The Vladivostok, or this line, is relatively stealthy. Relatively, I'd like to stress. It's not the most stealthiest line in the world, obviously, but yeah, so as far as equipment wise, competitive standpoint, you want damage control mod 1, you want damage system control 1, aiming system mod, steering gear, either one of these three, and concealment. And for just leveling purposes and just grinding through the line, I recommend the module upgrade and the aiming system mod at the bare minimum. Also, you obviously want the whole B if you do decide to play competitively with the Vladivostok. So let's go ahead and head over to the captain build. Okay, as far as captain build here, I went strictly survivability and anti-torpedo. So you don't need you don't need grease the gears because, like I said earlier, this is currently on my Kremlin, so just bear with me. Your turret traverse speed 34.5 seconds. That's not that bad, and I don't really think you need grease the gears. So for the first row, I went gun feeder and emergency repair specialist. Obviously, survivability, dealing with DDs. I don't recommend demolition expert. There are situations where you will shoot HE at bow-in targets, like for competitive play, but it's just not worth it. It's just 1% more fire starting chance, and Your fire starting chance is 45%. I mean, that's not that bad, I guess. It's right around, I think, what's the Conqueror? I can't remember. You don't need incoming fire alert when you're a BB main, in my opinion. Unless you're playing like maybe like a Republic or something. That'd be the only line I could see taking that, but even then. Preventative maintenance. I don't get my shit knocked out in the Kremlin that often, so this is not a priority for me. Grease the gears, you don't really need, like I said, unless you absolutely, if you had to pick, I recommend getting rid of Brisk and taking it. Um, and yeah, inertia HE, obviously you don't need that if you don't need demolition. I do highly though recommend Brisk. Your ship, your Kremlin, sorry, will go 34.5 knots with the flag and this commander skill when you're undetected, and you can reposition very quickly going 34 knots undetected. Um, so I highly recommend this. This build so far is excellent in my opinion. I think it's 10 out of 10 build wise from me. If you disagree, tell me why. I'm curious why you wouldn't want to take Brisk because of the speed. Going 34 knots when you're undetected, that's dangerous. Like, you can catch some people off guard going that fast. I took vigilance. It's self-explanatory, obviously. Take less torpedo damage and, torpedo acquisition range, so the potential to dodge more torpedoes than usual. Priority target, I still stand by it. It may have been worth it when it was a 1-point skill. I think it's completely useless at a 2-point skill. People will disagree with me because you can kind of tell when DDs are launching torpedoes at you, but as long as you know where the DD is relatively speaking, you do not need this talent, in my opinion. You don't need AA defense. AA is already, it's relatively good. It's not the best, but it's good. It's upper tier anti-air. I shoot down a lot of planes in the Kremlin. Super heavy AP shells, you don't want this because of the fire extinguishing time and the flooding recovery time. Just not worth it. For plus 7.5 main battery AP shell damage, it's not worth it. You don't ever go a secondary build on the Kremlin. We're gonna move on. I could see a world where you take Adrenaline Rush. However, you would probably have to swap out either Gun Feeder or Emergency Repair Specialist, and then one of your 2-point, and then take Adrenaline Rush. However, I like the build that I currently have, and I tend to perform very well in it. Any battleship, you want basics of survivability. Pretty much, I can't think of one battleship I would not take this on. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Improve repair party, 0.8%. I mean, nah, you don't need it. Your repairs, you don't need it. You just don't need it. Obviously, AA you don't really need. AA is already good. Furious. I could see a world where you get this, but in that situation, if you're looking for main battery reload time, I would just recommend close quarters combat. Yeah, it's just better because, I mean, I would recommend close quarters combat because at that point you'll be in it and you'll be within secondary range sometimes. So if you're going to take anything, just take close quarters. Again, more manual secondary fire, you don't need that. I, however, am deciding to go emergency repair expert, concealment expert, and fire prevention, just strictly survivability to survive as long as I can. The reload is already 29 seconds, so I mean it's not that bad. I have the what is it called? The whatever the one increases traverse time and decreases reload time. Can't remember what the mod is called. When I do the Kremlin video, you'll see it. So emergency repair expert obviously keeps you alive longer, gives you extra damage control party and an extra heal. Concealment, obviously ship detectability range. You want this if you take Brisk because you're with this talent, you'll be at 13.4 detectability, so that's longer. You can be going 34 knots. And then fire prevention, self-explanatory. All battleships that aren't snipers probably should take this talent. With that being said, I do recommend this build leading up to the Kremlin. I would just go with, for the first 4 rows, I would recommend emergency repair specialist, vigilance, basics of survivability, and it's your choice between emergency repair expert, probably fire. I would recommend fire prevention before emergency repair expert, and then I would get either. I'd probably get your two 4-point commander skills after that. I would recommend emergency repair expert first, and then concealment, and then get your brisk after concealment, and then gunfeeder last. I obviously did not do that, as you can see. I'm kind of I don't know, kind of making myself. Well, why'd you do that? I mean, I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but that's how I recommend it. So we're gonna go to the next part here, just gameplay and voiceover gameplay. I'm talking about how I play, how you should play, how the ship's played, you know, etc. So give me 1 second, and I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, welcome back to part 2 of the Vladivostok video. As you can see here, I'm playing with a couple of my clan members. So let's go ahead and get started. So at the beginning, I think I head towards C. And just for clarification, before we go any deeper into this game, this is going to be my first Vladivostok game, just FYI, in quite some time. I grinded all the way to the Vladivostok and then just stopped doing it because I was like anti-Russian ships, but you know, here we are now. What are the odds? So as far as for this purpose of the video, this is basically my first Vladivostok game in like a year. Like, I haven't played it. I never finished the line. I just got distracted by other things and wanted to go down other lines. So as far as Vladivostok is, you have very limited range. Shell dispersion can be wonky. Sorry, I forgot to turn down the volume a little bit. Actually, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna snip this part out. I'm gonna turn down the volume. Okay, volume has been snipped out. Or, yeah, I turned the volume down a little bit. Hopefully this is better. Sorry about that. Just, I'm recording all 3 of these videos in the same day. So, that's like the one thing I forgot to do out of everything, of course. So yeah, as far as the Russian battleship line goes, it is a very tanky line. However, you have to play very carefully. When you get into a match, whether it's a clan battle, it's a ranked battle, or a random battle, you want to look at the lineup and figure out what you need to be scared of. Now, I would be scared of a Mackinson. Let me explain. A Maxim, Baltimore, Mogami, York, Molotov, and by the way, I forgot to switch to AP. It's my first shot in the on the Vladivostok. I do get some damage though. I get a fire on him too. I think it lets it burn, so that's some free damage. So you want to be mindful of the HE spammers and be aware of their positioning at pretty much all times. And yeah, it's very nice to know. So, by the way, there's going to be some lag in these games. I don't know. Oh, no, I'm just slowing down. Okay, I thought the lag was showing. So, when you're playing this line, I highly recommend, if you can, find an island to sit next to. And if not, position yourself in a fashion to where... Did we get a citadel here? I can't remember. I don't think so.
Teammate, I need your support.
3 fucking overpins. You know, I'm about sick and tired of overpins, let me tell you. So, I would recommend positioning yourself near an island. So, as you can see here, I am not positioned next to an island. I'm just kind of sitting out in the open, hoping they'll shoot me instead of my other teammates heading to sea. Trying to provide that annoyance from a different angle to make them focus on me. So, yeah. Basically... island hugging and bow in tanking. You do not have to use your back guns to be effective, in my opinion. You can find little situations to like squeeze it in, like at least in the Kremlin. Vladivostok, it's a little bit different, but as far as the Kremlin goes, you can find opportunities to like get your back turrets, like if you angle it just right where your back turret's barely like able to shoot at what you're wanting to shoot at. You should be relatively okay health-wise. So, as you can see here, I realize, okay, I need to stop sitting out in the open before a battleship just smacks the living Jesus out of me. So I go ahead and move up. And Dude, this game turned out very well. Like, I had just bought this ship, and I think we got done with clan battles, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start grinding this line for my YouTube series. And this is like the first game, and it was a like pretty good effing game. So as you can see here, utilizing the island, so I go ahead and stop here. I start slowing down because I have two battleships in front of me and a cruiser and a DD and another cruiser heading this way. And I currently only know where the Yorick is, so I think I'm gonna poke my head out here if I recall correctly. And eventually we will move up to the island right in front of us. The ending here is pretty fucking, it's comical to say the least. And yeah, the ending here it's something, let me tell you. It will definitely show you the tankiness of the Russian line. So, just a quick tip for anybody that may be new to the game, just for clarification, your spotter planes and fighter planes will detect people. So, there's no CV in this game, so saving my fighters would be useless, so I'm just using them to see if I can detect anything near me, and or something that shoots. So I go ahead and ping. They're telling me to shoot, or they're telling us to shoot the Agile. I just ping I can't because he's behind an island. I go ahead and decide to move up since I'm undetected and I don't really have much to be worried about. So we're gonna use this island here for a while for clarification. So just be ready for that. As far as Vladdy is, I feel like a little bit more squishier than playing like the Kremlin, so island camping is probably more essential than like the Kremlin, for example. But in the Kremlin, once you get there, I do recommend it. It's very nice to limit the amount of damage you're taking. Now, you may be one of the tankiest BBs in the game. However, your health pool will dwindle because everybody wants to kill you. Literally. I thought it was bad playing in the Croy first. However, I was sadly mistaken. Being in the Kremlin is much more depressing. We get unlucky there with dispersion. I didn't even aim all the way down to the water line, and only one shell hit that guy. That just goes. The Russian dispersion can be wonky sometimes. I'm talking like just every shell misses, and it's just like, do what? So here, the Molotov is making a huge mistake, and I'm pretty sure we punish him here in a second. No, we do not. I decided to turn my gun at the synop to see if I can get anything off there, but as you can see, utilizing the islands, the Geo has a really tough job if he wants to tort me. And I do recommend also, I'm not sure what this Vaster has. Does he run into me? Yeah. So try not to use all of your damage cons. You will go through them quickly if you do not try to micro them a little bit. So I normally like to use a heal party when I only have one fire sometimes, just so I don't have the damage gone. And I will pop it, depending on if I get two fires or not. And here, those shells are looking really nice. And say goodbye to the Yorick that I was targeting earlier. So we go ahead, I think we decide to move up here. I can't remember exactly where. I think it's just like, we just end up stopping like right here. And I didn't realize that my entire team was going to abandon me. And this is where things get really interesting. The Molotov comes out broadside to me for a second time now. A second time. And we end up getting a depth strike on him in a double citadel. So the Russian BB line is really fun. As you can see. If you position yourself correctly, you will have nice citadels. So here, I decide to turn out of the North Carolina while I have the opportunity of him reloading. And I figured if I get smacked, it's still worth it because I need to get away from him. Because at this point, I think I realized I only have one DD over here, and he's leaving. Currently in the process of just leaving me. So I deflect those shells. That was really nice. And I think I realized I couldn't leave because the Agile would have cut me off, so I decided to go back to the left, yeah. and try to put an island in between me and the North Cal at the bare minimum. So my Vastrats just left me. The Fubuki's kind of trying to help a brother out, but I can't remember the Fubuki torp range. So I get 5 pins there, so you can pin the North Carolina from bow in. Just aim like right where his guns are and let dispersion do the rest. So yeah, we ended up putting the island in between me and the North Carolina, and I try to keep it there for as long as possible. I'm not sure where he's going or why he stopped. But yeah, as you can see, my clan's doing pretty good. I can't remember if we won this game or not. I can't remember. I think we end up winning the game. I hope I didn't spoil it. Hopefully we lose now. But, did we win this game? I can't remember. So, yeah, at this point, I'm just in survival mode. And that's what mode you should be in when you have basically a clan battles team on your side by yourself. I'm just like, okay, how can I maximize the amount of influence I will have on the rest of this game? And that's to keep the island in between me and the North Cal and push the Mogami, who is just like sailing, you know, on the edge of the map. And I'm assuming that he is either going to come past that rock to see where I'm at to get me detected, or he's just going to turn around and run away. And I assume since it's random battles that he's just going to keep on sailing. So let's see if he does. Let's see if he does. The ending, oh man, dude, this... You're gonna see, like, honestly, you're gonna see how tanky this Vladivostok is in this game. So, the Mogami does exactly what I thought he was gonna do. So, it turns out very good for us. So, I turn my guns. And just for clarification, the Mogami has torpedoes. So, if you see a Mogami and if you're not aware of that, go ahead and be careful. So, we get 4 overpins, dude. Like, those look like half-decent shots. The Mogami here, I don't know what he's thinking, but you will see here in a second. So I exposed him my broadside here to get my back salvo off because I'm not too worried about the Mogami AP at all. And I needed to turn because I figured he'd torp me while as soon as I got detected by him, he just started torping me. And look at that. He did a widespread torp, I'm pretty sure. 5. So we've had 10 overpins on this Mogami. So I'm getting pretty frustrated. Check behind me to see where the North Carolina is, but it was the Fubuki shooting me. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have used my heal there. I don't know. Another overpin, so we're sitting like at 12 overpins at this point. It's just like, alright, dude. This game wants me to die. It wants me to die. So we go ahead and shoot another salvo. He's trying to angle in towards us. However, I think he does die here. He does die. And we start to turn our focus to the North Cal. Just for clarification, I think I end up dying here relatively shortly. However, it just goes to show you how tanky this even a tier 8 battleship is. I'm already at 1.4 million tank damage, like in a tier 8 battleship. Like this brawler, this Vladivostok is tanky. I don't know why I can't speak English. I mean, I'm sitting just below half health at this point, or no, a little over half health, but I dragged this game on a little bit, or this duel between me and this North Cal for quite a while. With that being said, I'm probably just going to go ahead and end it here, and go to the end scene. As you guys can see now, you don't really miss anything here. It's just me and the battleship duking it out. I end up getting over 100k damage, nothing too crazy. I don't end up killing them, and I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, we do win this game, as you can see at this, definitely by this point. With that being said, guys, just to summarize, battleship, Russian, tanky. Play next to islands so you don't get hard focused by HE spammers, and try to limit the amount of HE spammers that are close enough to you to do the damage, because you could get overwhelmed. With that being said, guys, hope everybody has a happy new year, and hope everyone is blessed. And yeah, see you guys in the tier 9 video, which will be out on hopefully This video will release on Wednesday, so tomorrow. So either Thursday or Friday, the Soyuz video will be out. And then either Saturday or Sunday, I will release the Kremlin video. So with that being said, guys, stay safe. Love you guys. Peace out.